Hello.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Black and married with kids.
How are you? How are you? How are you? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining us again this Saturday. Come on in. Come on in if you're there. Give me an ear emoji if you can hear me, so I know that you guys can hear me clearly. If you can hear me, put up an ear emoji just so that I know that you're there. I see someone has joined us already. See, the numbers are starting to move up, so come on in, come on in.
Come on in, yes.
Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you again. It's good to be back. Welcome to Black and Married with Kids. We are back again this Saturday. Those of you who were there or were here last Saturday, welcome back. If you weren't here last Saturday, welcome. We're so glad to see you.
Yes, we are.
Thank you for joining us. Our segment is called Marriage After 70. And today we are going to be talking about when happily ever after doesn't look happy. So my name is Barbara Milburn, and this is my husband,
Joe Milburn.
And we are here to just have a little conversation and some dialogue with you this afternoon. First of all, we would like to thank Dr. Dunamis D. and her beautiful daughter, Ariel Fuller. We call her Professor Ariel because she's a phenomenal teacher, for giving us this opportunity. They are the owners of Black and Married with Kids, and they are so graciously allowing us to use their platform to come and just have a conversation with you about what marriage looks like after 70, because we're both after 70. So come on in, join the conversation. Hey, I see some ear emojis. Thank you, Kim, for letting me know that you can hear me. I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to let Joe kick off today. So go ahead, Joe.
We are talking about when happily ever after doesn't look like the fairy tale version. You know, it doesn't mean that your relationship is failing. It just means that your relationship is real.
Yes.
You know, marriage often comes with stressors, you know, money management, financial issues, careers that are demanding of you more, you know, relationships and kids.
Oh, yeah.
Fairy tale doesn't have that.
It don't have all that stuff.
You know, when we realize marriage requires constant effort, compromise, and our spouse isn't perfect.
No.
That's when the realization of marriage becomes work.
Right. There's no such thing as a perfect person.
No, it's not.
The only perfect one I know is Jesus, and they crucified him.
Right.
So there is no perfect man. I hear some women say, I'm waiting for the perfect man. Well, wait. Let me know when you find him. There is no such thing. Life is, like Forrest Gump says, life is like a box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get. But when you first start dating, in my opinion, you don't really see the true person. You're seeing the representative that has showed up. And that person is showing you their best side, their best qualities. They're trying to wine you and dine you and all of those things that, you know, you expect from the perfect date, the perfect mate, the perfect husband. But you cannot keep up with those pretenses every day, 24/7, 365. At some point, the real you is going to come forward, especially if you've worked all day. You know, your husband comes home, he done worked all day long. Maybe you had a bad day yourself, and so you're just waiting for him to come in so that you can really dump all of what you have on him. You think you're sharing, but I call it dumping. And he ain't in the mood. So now you're angry because he's not in the mood. And so now we got a little squabble. We got a little difference of opinion. He don't want to be bothered, and then he done snapped at you, and now you got an attitude, and their happy ever after ain't looking real happy no more.
No, it's not. You know, after the honeymoon, you know, you find all the little quirks and stuff that you don't like. I'm going to just say it that way. And now you have to deal with it. And how do you go about dealing with it without stressing yourself out, your mate out, because that becomes another problem. But we have to understand that we are not perfect, and there's going to be things that I do that you don't like,
right?
And there's going to be things that you do that I don't like,
right?
You know, my favorite word, we have to communicate.
His favorite line.
And once you communicate and get those things together, you can work through what you need to work through. And you become stronger, but it still might not be the happy ever after that you was looking for. So your expectations is just a little different now, you know, and you don't need to take it out on your spouse, you know. You just need to come to agreement and have a long, hard conversation so that you can understand what each other want, even though you're supposed to have done that before you got married. But like Barbara says, the little things will come out after the honeymoon.
Yeah. Okay. That's another thing. A lot of times we have, I'm not going to say, well, yeah, they are unrealistic expectations of the other person. Ladies, a lot of times we're guilty of expecting that the man should read our mind. Like, duh, how's he going to do that? Most of the time we don't understand what we're thinking. So how is he going to understand what we're thinking? And those unmet expectations a lot of times show up in our day-to-day. Don't allow your feelings and your emotions to rob you of the joy that is a part of the marriage, a part of what you are striving for together. Don't let it take away your hope. Don't say, oh, I married the wrong person. Well, no, you just haven't given you a chance to work through it. Sister Pamela says reality sets in. Sister Quanta did say that last night.
Yes, she did.
Because her topic was what happens when the honeymoon has ended, or it looks like the honeymoon has ended. And these two topics go hand in hand, because if you don't work together, if you don't communicate, if you don't talk about each other's feelings, if you don't talk about something that you said that offended me, an offense is a tool of Satan, because Satan comes to disrupt marriages. That's his first priority, to mess up the marriages. You know, so if he can get me mad with Joe and Joe mad with me, and neither one of us are talking to each other, and I don't like him and he don't like me, and why did we get married? I mean, we got to stop and think about.
And think about your marriage, really, because strong marriage doesn't mean constant happiness.
It does not.
It means working through the challenges together.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and so happiness is something that we look forward to, but happiness, you have to earn it too. You know.
Brother Stan says he failed the mind reading class. I understand, Stan. And Mama D, you are right. It's a lot easier than said than done.
Yeah.
But the hard part, well, it's like the work. You got to put in the work. I don't care what it is. You got to put in the work to get to the other end. And we sometimes are so quick to give up. I am grateful. You hear me say Mama D. I introduced her in the beginning as Dr. Dunamis D, but She is my spiritual mother, and I have learned so much from her because I had no clue that when I stood up at the altar and said those vows, that my I do was really not unto Joe, it was unto Christ. And if you remember that your I do is unto Christ, and that what you did is made a covenant, not a contract, you see things a little bit different. It's not always wanting to have your way, and not only are we always getting the attitude because he forgot your birthday, or some things we just blow out of proportion. Now, I am in no way saying, my sisters, please, if you are being beat or whipped, abused in any kind of way, I'm not saying that you should stay. That's not what God intended. But if he is taking care of home, he treats you with respect, tries to make you happy. If he's doing his earnest part, don't get mad with the man because he forgot your birthday. You know, that's a little much. But it happens.
Yes, it happens.
I hear people say, you know, he forgot my birthday. Or, do you know what he bought me for Christmas? A vacuum cleaner. Now, that ain't the thing to buy. But, you know, those kinds of things are petty. We got some bigger fish to fry. Don't dwell on the petty things. Don't make your little idiosyncrasy a big to-do when it's not.
And you have to know who is your opponent.
Oh, my God, yes.
You know, it's not your spouse all the time. It's not your spouse. It's the devil. He's trying to destroy your marriage, you know, and we just go at each other all the time.
Right.
And the bigger picture is we need to stay in the Lord's presence so we can fight the devil together.
Absolutely. So, Joe, what are some of the things that we do to bring the happy back when the happy looks like it's, you know, going the other way?
Okay, I want to say we do date night, but every night is a date for us.
And we don't do date night anymore. We do date day because, number one, you get a discount when you're a senior during the daytime. And number two, because we are over 70, our eyes don't work like they did when we first got married. And so we have to get home before it gets dark. So we do date day.
Okay.
But, you know, what else do we do?
We do movies.
We do movies.
We do movies. We do plays. We do day trips.
We like the old R&B music that we used to listen to when we were young and in love, and the blue light in the basement kind of stuff that might be a little bit, you might not be old enough to know what I'm talking about, but, you know, some of those songs, you know, that's when music meant something and it said something and it had some values, and you could take the love story out of the music and apply it to your life. And you know, you put on some music.
I'm sorry, Pastor D say.
She vacuuming.
Vacuum cleaner? He is communicating.
You put on some good music and get you a nice glass of wine and dance or whatever you're going to do. And you turn that maybe not so good moment and bring back some of the happy that you did when you first met each other.
And speaking of music, it was one song back in the day that I really I really liked it. It really helped me a while. It said the same thing it took to get your baby hooked.
It's gonna take the same thing to keep her. Y'all remember that? You remember that, Mama D? Mama D said, what's our favorite song?
My favorite song is 1 in a Million.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite. I switch up. It depends on what day it is. But he always did say 1 in a Million was his favorite because he says I am his 1 in a million.
But It's so many songs, like Find 100 Ways to Tell Her You Love Her.
Yes.
I'm going way back now. For Your Precious Love.
That's a good one.
Yes, but it's songs like that, or it's like that what Barbara and I get together over a glass of our beverage.
His favorite beverage.
Yes.
For me, it's wine, because it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's iced tea for me. But we go through them throwback, back in the days, blue light songs where, we used to sing, or when we would dance, slow dance. Do they do slow dance now?
Not much.
Okay. When you slow dance and you just quote the words of the song into her ear, and I used to watch her melt. But anyway.
No comment.
But it was songs like that, them love ballad songs that keep the connection, keep the love new.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
You have to find ways to keep the love new, and you have to find ways to keep Christ in the love.
Thank you, Jesus.
Because without Christ, where is the love?
Right.
Like I said before, the I do is unto Christ.
Mm-hmm.
The I do is unto the Creator. And when we realize that and keep it in the forefront of our mind, we remember that we may not want to do something. Joe might ask me, honey, can you iron my shirt? Maybe I don't feel like ironing this shirt. But I'll say, okay, dear, and I'll iron the shirt. Because if Christ had asked me to iron some of his clothes, I would bust my butt getting in there to do it. Because everything he asked me, everything he asked me, I'm going to want to do. And so if you remember to keep Christ in the marriage, Christ is the center. Keep him in the forefront, and it will help you do some of those things that you don't want to do a little bit easier, I think.
But you always keep Christ in the center. Make him your focus point.
Yes.
So that he can send the Holy Ghost and help with directing our path, because we do need some guidance.
We always need some guidance.
And we're out there fighting with the world, and we need his strength to keep us focused and keep our eyes stayed on him.
Yes. And like I said before, a lot of times our unhappiness is because of our happenings. But your happiness really shouldn't be based on your happenings. Your happiness should be based on the joy that the Lord put on the inside of your soul. And if you have God in your heart and in your soul and in your mind, he says, love me with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. If that is your primary objective, then he will help you to get through those times when you don't know how to get through it yourself. Prayer is always number one on the what am I going to do list. What am I going to do? I'm not going to pack up. I'm not going to cuss him out. I might mumble. And I might say some bad words or two in my brain, but I don't let them come out of my mouth. Count to 10. Just silence. Oh my God, silence. Sometimes silence is golden. Sometimes silence is the best weapon that you can have, my sisters. I've heard stories about sisters who, in fact, my daughter-in-law, I'll mention her because I remember saying this to her and how excited she was when she called me up because what I told her had worked. She was so mad with her mate. In fact, she was here and she was telling me that she was thinking about ending the relationship. And I let her talk and I let her get it all out. And then when she finally got finished, I looked at her and I said, and do what? Start all over with somebody else? What sense does that make? How much energy have you already put into this relationship? Why would you want to start all over with somebody else? Number one, wherever you go, what your baggage is, and we all got some, you're going to take your baggage everywhere you go. So if you start all over, you're going to start all over with the same baggage.
Yes.
but now you got to get used to somebody else. So why would you do that? And she was saying to me that she had a desk that she wanted him to put together. And every day she came home, this desk was still there. And how it was really getting on her nerves. And she was nagging him. And I said, stop nagging him. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And she said, what? I said, stop nagging him. Just walk by the desk. Walk over it. And she did that. By the end of the week, she was calling me up saying, guess what? He put it together. I said, see?
I was reading Pastor D's comment.
Your happiness should not be based upon your happiness. Yeah, yeah.
And Pastor Stan.
Your happiness is not based on your... Oh, drop the mic. Thank you. I mean, that's true. But how many of us do that?
Right.
We do that all the time. You know, if everything is going right, when we get up in the morning, it's a little post that comes up on Facebook every now and again. And it says, oh, I did this right. And I did that right. And I did all these other things right. I ain't cussed nobody out. I da-da-da-da-da. But I ain't got out the bed yet. So the problem comes when you get up out that bed, you know, and we have to constantly fight to stay on God's side, because there's always good and evil.
Yes.
There's always a conflict between the two, and we have to learn how to choose good. And when we get evil, we have to learn how to turn it into good, because that's the Christ way.
And we always stand for Christ.
Amen.
And he's the center of our focus in the morning. We do our devotions. We do our acclamations if we have some time. You know, we go through all of that, but we put Christ first before we even start our day.
And it's a song that you hear in church a lot. Jesus, you're the center of my joy. The center of my joy. Keeping that focus will keep you focused. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us. This is Black and Married with Kids. And I am Barbara Milburn, and this is my husband,
Joe Milburn.
And we are here this Saturday evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. We come to speak with you guys on Saturdays at 6 p.m. If you were here last week, I'm glad that you came back. I hope that you found something interesting that we said. And if you missed us, go back and look for the replay. Hear what we had to say. Thank you for coming today, because we appreciate you. We don't want to really be talking to the blank screen. We would if we had to, but it's more fun if we have somebody to interact with. Joe, did you have something else you wanted to say?
Yes, I had one thing. I want to go through some of these comments.
Okay.
The one Pamela said, your precious love.
She was talking about the song we were singing.
I know.
Yes.
But there's two.
Oh, okay.
There's two. There's one by Jerry Butler.
And the Impressions.
And the Impressions, way back in the day. And the other one is by
Marvin Gaye
and Tammy Terrell.
Yeah.
You know, they're both Your Precious Love. One is for Your Precious Love, and the other one is... But you should listen to them. It's really an interesting love ballad. It's just telling how precious the love you have, and he loves it so much. He'd do anything for it. And the other comment I want to talk about is we got to put the work in. We got to put the work in.
Who said that, Pastor Stan?
Yes, Pastor Stan said it, and Pamela L.
Pamela, yes. Yeah. Pamela always has some good comments. I like her comments. Anything else?
But the one thing I want to say on Happy Ever After isn't a destination.
No.
It's a process.
It's a process.
So we got to work towards the process, work towards the goal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's not an easy task. I'm not pretending that it is.
No.
But you have to keep at it. You can't give up.
Yes.
And number one is always ask God for help.
Yes.
Because God created marriage. You know, the first marriage was in the garden, Adam and Eve. He created it. Satan hates marriages. So he's going to do every little thing he can to try to tear it apart. But God knows the answer to everything. And he's going to give you exactly what you need, because what we need is not what you need. Everybody's unique. Everybody's different. Everybody brings to the marriage their own set of circumstances, their own set of the baggage. We all bring baggage. We all got it. It's when we met each other, we had other relationships before that relationship. And each time you go through a relationship, you're going to come out with some scars.
Yes.
And those scars have to be healed. And you can't heal what you don't reveal. So if you have not shared with your mate some of the traumas that you may have gone through in your life before you and he became a couple, it's something that you should sit down and do. In the beginning, we're all so giddy and happy and in love that we don't talk about the important things. We talk about everything except for the things that really make a strong relationship. So think on that for a moment. You know, if you have something, I said this last week, if you have something you would like for us to talk about, please put it in the chat. We would love to get some ideas for some new topics. Again, I want to thank Dr. Dunamis D and her daughter Ariel for allowing us this time. They are the owners of Black and Married with Kids, and they have entrusted us with this space, and I am so grateful. Please go and sign up on the Black and Married with Kids Facebook page. It's a private page. What you put on that page is not out there for all of Facebook to see. You can say what you feel. You can ask questions. But just join and subscribe so that you can be with us when we come back again next Saturday, and so that you can keep up with all of our other participants as they come on throughout the week.
Yes.
You will always, I promise you this, you will always come away with at least one nugget every time. And if you only gain one nugget every time, and you take that nugget and apply it to your relationship, you've made one step towards making your relationship better.
Yes.
So we are so glad that you could join us.
And again, we are Joe Milburn.
And I'm Barbara Milburn. And we are here because our segment is called Marriage Over 70. And we're both over 70. And today we have talked just a little bit about when happily ever after doesn't look happy anymore. Just remember, don't give up so easy. Don't quit. Again, I'm not saying stay in anything that is harmful to you, hurtful to you, where you feel threatened, where you feel harmed in any way. God didn't intend that. But if it's something that you can talk about, sometimes just take a little walk around the block. Come back. Don't go to bed angry. That's one of mine. Don't go to bed angry. Even if you have to hang off the side of the bed because you don't want to touch him, don't sleep on the couch. Sleep in the same bed. When you start those divisions, that's just something for Satan to put his little foot in.
Yes.
And he don't need but that much room, and he's going to try to pry it all the way open. So don't let him win. He would love to ruin your marriage. Don't let him.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
Don't give in. So guys, thank you for joining us. Please come back next week. Please put in the chat anything you would like to hear us talk about. Give us some help as far as topics.
Yes.
We want to keep this going. We are enjoying this. We hope you are enjoying this. And again, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And Lord willing, we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.